Deputy Prime Minister, we must move back again to this idea of the Luhya in you and the Luhya appeal. Where else have you gone to make a pitch if I haven't been watching my television on a daily basis? Where else is your appeal? Have you been to each and every one of the 47 counties?
I've been throughout the country. I have been to the Rift Valley, what used to be the Rift Valley. I've gone through many counties there. I've been to many counties in the coast region. I have been to counties in Nyanza region. I have been to counties in northeastern region. So I have really traversed this country. Last week I was in Migori direction. I went up to East Bania, the border of Kenya and Tanzania. I'll be going to Tana River in the next few days. So I've been moving throughout the Republic. I'm not focused on a Luhya vote. I'd be happy if they voted for me to the man, but the reality of it is that I have to seek votes from all Kenyans, and that's what I'm doing.
Deputy Prime Minister, may I ask this question? Have you bankrupted yourself in the process? Because in talking about political legacy, where do you get the money from to run these huge campaigns?
Let me tell you, there are a lot of good well-wishers. You dip into your own pockets, but at the same time...
To the tune of billions?
No, I think there's exaggeration. Let me be very honest. There's a very serious exaggeration in this country about the cost of campaigning. The kind of figures that people talk about are completely outrageous. This is one thing I want to tell you.
Deputy Prime Minister, I think you were the subject of damning praise when I think it was Gideon Moy who described you at a public rally as saying that you were going to be a safe pair of hands. Damning praise, because that seems to suggest to me that you are the flag bearer of the status quo. Under a Mudavadi government, things will be exactly as they are. The haves will continue to be the haves. Nobody will question their questionable activity. That's how you're a safe pair of hands. Would you respond to my reading, a false one?
I think it's a false one. First of all, the slogan that Gideon was referring to is a slogan that we had already adopted under the UDF party. Our slogan is that I am a safe pair of hands. The symbol is two hands clutched. So the basic message is that this is a safe pair of hands. Now,
safe in what way?
Safe in the sense that we want to have stability in this country. All right, and when
always compared to other it's we as opposed to Group B that wants insecurity.
Let me tell you,
we want food security. Those want people to starve. Is that that kind of philosophy?
No. Let me talk about it more seriously in the sense that we are talking about policy positions that are predictable. Because in an economy, you want an economic environment where you have policies that are predictable. We want to also implement the Constitution. The Constitution is new to all of us. We have to live within that context. And by the way, I was deeply involved in the build-up and the formulation of the new Constitution. I was part of the Naivasha process. We were deeply involved. So anybody who tries to tag me as a non-reformer is completely lost. Prior to that,
so I'm still going back to the definition of safe.
Yes.
I'm still harping on this word safe.
Safe is, we are talking about prudent management of state affairs. Right?
Prudent means slow, don't move too quickly.
No. Prudent means that you have to have concrete policy positions. You have to move forward. You have to change a lot of things that are not going right. You have to bring in new styles of handling issues. We have to reform our system. We have to change a lot of things in the way we do our management. But it has to be done prudently. And that is what I offer when I say a safe pair of hands.
Deputy Prime Minister, I'm still going to go back on the safety of your hands. We're going back to 1989 to the present day. Why has it taken you so long to be a critic of the status quo if you desire to change it?
Let me tell you this. When I was in government in the years that you're talking about, particularly, let me give you an example. when I was Minister for Finance. You will reflect, or if you recollect, I was deeply involved in bringing major changes on how this economy was being run. When I observe and I realize that there are issues that require adjustment and must be changed, I go for that. I push for the change so that we can have a better process or a better system or better environment. So I have proved this before.
Deputy Prime Minister, may I ask you, whenever people say I'm going to change things, even in a sort of childish environment of the playground, what I'm asking you now to draw you on your vision and your mission, who are the people who, in a word, ought to be looking sharp under a Mudavadi administration? What things, 3 things that you're going to change and people can say, oh my gosh, we'll vote for him, but if we do, this is what we're going to get?
Well, clearly, devolution must be managed properly in this country. We have entered into a new constitutional dispensation. That is one aspect of it that people have put a lot of hope in. So clearly, it must work.
So again, if I may interrupt,
Okay.
your presidency is to make a comparison, you will come in there as a financial guru, much in the manner of President Mwai Kibaki.
I can tell you that I have a lot of bias on making sure that the economy is running right, because it becomes the genesis of the additional revenue that we want to be able to implement the other programs.
Right. So again, Deputy Prime Minister,
I do agree
Yes,
that I will put a lot of pitch on a growing economy, a well-managed economy.
Can we have another image that will resonate perhaps with the great mass of the people? You have the story of South Africa, you have Mandela coming in, and then you have Thabo Mbeki, and you have the masses clamoring for change, instant change. And Thabo Mbeki was the safe pair of hands which said, you can't undo so many years of existence in a couple of years. Let's manage the economy, something for which he suffered dearly. Are you a Thabo Mbeki administrator, or is that far-flung a comparison?
I think maybe the comparison may not be right, but let me look at
Why not?
Let's look at the other side of the coin.
But why not?
No, let me just put it this way also. Let me look at it from this perspective, that in a way wasn't Thabo Mbeki right? Because as he moved along, there was the element of impatience, and the people who are impatient and now are in the driving seat realize that it is not exactly what they thought it should be. You do not give the impression to people that you are going to change their role in life by taking from that one and giving to the other. I think we need to send a message to the people that we all must work hard. We all must create wealth. And a growing economy will then allow us to serve more people and make more people happier. But we cannot be saying, let us move forward, knock off this because it seems to be the wrong thing, and then I'll simply take it and give it to the other. I think we'd be going wrong if we go that way.
Deputy Prime Minister, we've addressed the idea of ethnicity. The other big C word in Kenyan and indeed African society is corruption. Something, again, which we're going to get rid of slowly in the next 100 years, because we're always being told we're a young democracy, go slowly, we're like America was 100 years ago, we should be happy with the way things are. So we should be happy with the level of corruption that we have. We're doing well. Would you agree?
No, I do not agree on that. I think corruption is a different kind of menace which should not be allowed to thrive at any stage of our development. And I think...
So what sanctions would you do to a demonstrably corrupt person, starting off from the corrupt office sweeper to the head of a ministry?
First of all, there must be...
Because we're going back, corruption runs hand in hand with impunity.
True.
Exactly.
But this is the message we want to put across. We must have a disciplined society. Now, our institutions, we must have institutions that function. We must then follow the law and strictly follow the law. so that if an investigation is done and somebody is found to be guilty, taken to court and charged in a court of law.
But there are myriad investigations in past administrations of which you've been, where nobody's been brought to book. So somebody would make a terrible accusation and say, the Deputy Prime Minister is lying to us on this show.
But there's some positive things that are happening. The judiciary is changing. We have seen new structures coming in within the context of the new constitution, an independent DPP's department. We are seeing the police being reformed. We can go a long way in changing their training background and so forth to be able to make them more efficient, more effective agencies to deal with corruption. And I think we need to invest there. Give them sufficient resources, give them the necessary support. And I would definitely do that.
Deputy Prime Minister, I've been interrupting you all the while. Let's go to a segment where you have a minute to make an appeal uninterrupted by me to end our conversation for today.
Well, I want to appeal to the Kenyans to look at me very seriously. I intend to serve them. I do not want to become their ruler, but I want to be of service to them as the 4th President of the Republic of Kenya. And when I commit and say I'm a safe pair of hands, it's because I want them to feel that this is a presidency that will be responsive to their concerns, a presidency that will want to bring honor to this nation, a presidency that will respect the rule of law. This is what I'm talking about. And a presidency that will want to grow the economy of this country so that we can deal with the serious crisis of unemployment that we are facing.
Deputy Prime Minister, thank you very much for coming on the JSA interview.
Thank you very much, John.